have? It's a 308. It's a G3. It's a
The iron scope?
iron. It's scope length.
Yeah, the iron sights are, yeah. That taller than this, right?
If you don't shoot that, that's fine with me. Just use this.
Okay. Is this a safety?
No.
Oh, it's just to click back.
Shot pretty smooth. Alright, so there's your 15 shot group with the 7.5 grains of unique in the 270 cartridge or the 110 grain spire point. Alright, howdy folks. Today we're going to be doing a quick video, and this is about a lower charge 270 round. I decided to put together 270 rounds with some unique powder. Now, I tried it with a little bit heavier 140 grain bullets to start. They're 140 grain SSTs, and they didn't stabilize as well as I'd like. They worked okay with a higher powder charge, but it was almost as loud as a normal rifle charge, so there wasn't much point. So I switched over to these 110 grain Spitzer bullets, soft tips. They're Sierra Pro Hunters, and they worked really well. I'm going to be using 270 brass, pre-primed Winchester brass, that I prime myself, of course. Now, let's go ahead and calibrate our scale, first thing. Now, personally, I don't advocate that you try this load. It worked for me. I'm not advocating or qualifying it. I'm not saying that it's an automatic or that it's going to work. I don't recommend you use it personally. If you want to use it, feel free, but I'm not advocating it. I'm not advertising it or anything like that. Okay, we have a pass. Let's go ahead and tear. Once we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and head off to the range, and I'll show you what these can do. Looks pretty close. A little heavy. Adjust that just a hair more. That should do it. I think that's got it. Okay. 7.5 grains. We're going to go ahead and edit this so it doesn't take forever. Now, because there is some risk of double charge, I would recommend looking into each case. Move your head around, make sure you see where the powder level is. Make sure they're all the same, consistent. because there is some risk of double charge. You also want to make sure there's enough powder, because there is some risk of jamming a bullet and lodging it in your barrel, which you don't want to do. Now, some people use Dacron. I've used cotton, and it's been fine. Some people may have a problem with that, but for me, it's been fine. I just take it, put it on like that, push it in with a plastic implement or wooden. Don't use anything metallic, of course. And gently put it in there. The size is just enough to plug it. Okay? And you get a feel for that as you go. It's roughly double the size of the opening for the bullet at the case mouth. And the reason you do this is for consistency. I tried it without it and it worked fine, but it was not as consistent. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick peek. Looks good, 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 good. Now, quick test. I'm going to see if any powder comes out. None. So it's stable. None. Okay. Now the rest is easy. Pre-adjusted this die set. Got 5 Spitzer bullets. One thing about the Spitzer bullet, they don't fit on quite as easily, so I kind of have to hold them as I maneuver them on. Okay, so we have everything double checked. See, they don't fit on quite as easily, so you kind of have to hold them. Up and in, up, and then just a little tap. And there we go. Now I've used this down to 6 grains of unique. 6 grains was quieter and it shot fine, but this wasn't much louder and it had quite a bit more velocity. This was near 14 to 1500 feet per second, so it felt a lot more comfortable with that amount of velocity. The intent with this is hunting hogs in certain conditions and hunting raccoons. And just make sure you maintain consistency with what you're doing. No radical departures on each crank. And thus far, these have worked very well. Accuracy is exceedingly well. We'll take these to the range and let you take a look. There you go. There's my 5 shots that I'm going to take to the range. Like I said, the reason for this, sometimes you're hunting property where you want to be a little quieter. If a 22 is acceptable, these will be acceptable. But they offer a lot more oomph than a 22. 110 grains at 1500 feet per second hits a lot harder. Plus it's more accurate and aims very, very well.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the camera. Okay. Well, folks, we'll see you at the range. We'll see how this goes.